there. So we are going to work on the Gypsy leopard cup that I started on the live on Sunday. I've got this sealed really well with clear spray paint. So what I did was Mod Podged just kind of some generic leopard spots. I don't want them to be the same at all, because leopard spots are not the same. And I'm using Maleficent from Friends. It's a slightly holographic, well no, not slightly, it's a holographic black. And I'm just kind of dabbing it on there. I'm not going crazy, but what I'm gonna do is brush this off later to get all the excess around here cleaned up. I'll use just a dry paintbrush like this and just kind of brush it off like that after the Mod Podge has dried to clear up those little spots there. But this works best if this is sealed really nicely. So I'm just going to continue on. I keep losing my paintbrush because I'm sticking it in my ponytail to keep it off the counter. So I'm just going to continue on making these shapes here with Maleficent, and then in a little bit after everything is dried and sealed again, we'll go and fill it in with espresso shot. The colors I'm using on this cup, they're all from Friends. If you've watched any of my videos, you know how much I love what she carries and how she does her business. I don't get a kickback or anything. So this is Great Gatsby. It doesn't look like all that much right here because it has a lot of clear coat on it. This is Giggum. That's no longer available, but Pepper is really, really close, and there's a Pepper Chunky. Great Gatsby looks a lot like Three Sisters Custom Blend, but Three Sisters has green where this really doesn't. It's more champagne and rose gold. So we're just going to continue making those little leopard spots, and I am doing them kind of bigger because I'm working on a 30-ounce plump or fatty or whatever you want to call it. And I'm just kind of trying to go by scale just because I don't want tons of spots. Some people, it looks really cool when they do a lot of small spots, but I really kind of want to go for the bigger look. Kind of oblong. You don't want them circle. That one I got a little off. Yeah, so I'm just going to continue on doing that, and then we will move on to the brown afterwards. Yeah, just like that. All right, so those are pretty good and sealed again. So now I'm going to Mod Podge in the circles or the curves or whatever you want to call them, and do my blue. I'm not blue, brown. This may have been a little easier had I done the brown first. I guess it depends on how well I can control this brush here. Do a couple at a time. I don't want them round. I don't want them uniform. But I don't want them weird either. I'm not the best at leopard print, but that's okay. Voila. After this is all dry, I'll brush off, get it off of the black, just like we did the black edges off of the champagne here. I didn't mention all the colors earlier. Sorry about that. So I mentioned the base colors, but I did not tell you what I was using here. and why. So these are holographic colors. The brown and the black are holographic. My chunky on the other side is somewhat holographic, kind of color shift. And I don't have a solid brown that isn't holographic. And my black I have that's not holographic is not shiny and not sparkly. It actually goes to a matte. And you have to add something to it, which wasn't really going to work with the technique that I'm doing right now. So that's it. I'm just going to continue this, and then I'm going to let it finish drying completely. And then brush it off and seal it again. And then it'll be ready to seal, seal, seal. And then first layer of epoxy. And then we'll do the Milky Way after that. Our Mod Podge is dry now. So what I'm going to do is take this off and dry brush it. I'll show you what I mean by that in case you're not familiar. So you can see right here some of our edges are a little rough. Just going to do that. Kind of get it off the black on the spots where it overlapped there. Just like that. It makes a big difference after that. It looks so much cleaner. And then after this, we'll seal it really, really good with clear coat. And we'll do our first layer of epoxy. I wish that this and this didn't look so different. In the jar, they're actually so much closer. This can be found in this mixture. On screen, for some reason, though, they just look so much more contrasted. But that's okay because it still looks good. The colors still flow really nicely. And there's really no limit to what colors you can do. Your options are wide open. And you don't have to put a dot on the bottom. I just thought it was kind of cute because I had room for it. And it kind of just filled in that little place right there. Yeah, so I'm going to go seal that really, really good several times. And then we will do our first layer of epoxy. I'll do it pretty thick. That way we don't need a lot before we're ready for our Milky Way effect. When you have fall off glitter like this, it's really cool the color combos you can come up with by making your own little dump jar. Some glitter companies actually sell this mixture after like what comes out of their machinery and such. But there can be some really great color combos. So it's worth saving because you never know. You just kind of mix it up each time. It's different. I like to use these for coasters. And each one's different. The next steps of this cup were done on a live stream. So real quick, I'm going to give you the rundown. I mixed up the remainder of my epoxy after putting a base layer down. I mixed it up into 3 additional cups, and I left a little bit aside because I thought I might entertain the idea. I was entertaining the idea of doing some white on here. That's what you see here. So I've grabbed a few still shots from that live. They're not the best quality, but it's just to show you the little tidbits. You can go watch that for the actual, like, in action. But I grabbed some screenshots of that to show you. I just followed the swirls as best as I could all the way around. Did the brown, then the burgundy, then the black. And then for the white, I did just a teensy bit of the remaining brown, just to dial it down, because I didn't want a stark white on here. And then I just did that, and then let it set and finish curing. So I'm just going to do the still shots just so you can see the steps, but if you want to see it in action, go grab that live video and watch that. And that's it. Now it just needs a final layer of epoxy, decal, and then epoxy over that if you're going to do that.